Well, early this morning, the committee members approved a portion of the budget, one that has been controversial in the past. Committee members want newly hired police and firefighters to pay more for their health insurance and their pension benefits. Earlier this year, Governor Walker signed a bill which forces state employees to contribute more to their benefits, but police and firefighters were exempt from that. The committee's proposal would force those people to pay 5.8% of their pension benefits and 12% of their health care costs, just like the other public workers.
And local police and firefighter unions are speaking out about the impact of the committee's newly approved measure. And so are other public workers that had already been targeted by Governor Walker's bill. Tonight, we have multiple views. Republicans on the Joint Finance Committee say morale issues were the driving force behind their proposal aimed at police and firefighters.
And so we're trying to smooth those over and to try to alleviate some of the morale problems that were created with the uneven application of these new policies.
But the Green Bay Area Firefighters Union says because the new measure affects only new hires, it will cause even more division.
Any new hires that we get are, there's going to be a split there, and any time that you have a split, you get some tension. It definitely affects morale. It affects your working conditions.
The Green Bay Police Department is looking to hire 15 new officers this year, and Union President Ben Allen says he'd also prefer a level playing field for all members. And while veteran officers remain exempt, Allen is worried this is the beginning of a slippery slope.
Absolutely, and that's why we don't like any portion infringing on any portion of our membership. And eventually it's a small group, and then all of a sudden it's the entire membership, and that's a big concern.
Since the beginning of the collective bargaining debate, teachers knew they would be impacted. So are they satisfied police officers and firefighters are now in the same boat?
We don't see anything being really fair about this process. When they're taking away our rights to collectively bargain, it's not fair to anybody for them to do that.
The president of the Greater Green Bay Labor Council says he's also more concerned about union rights rather than who must pay up.
This shouldn't have happened at all. Taking away the democratic right of people to form unions and for the purpose of collective bargaining for wages, hours of work, and other conditions of employment.
Tony Vanderbloemen feels the committee's decision was simply a political move.
Now to make it look good, like, hey, we're beating up on these guys too.
Now, Republicans on the committee say the proposal gives local governments reasonable tools to help save money, but Democrats blasted the measure, saying police and firefighters don't deserve it. Walker spokesman Cullen Werwey wouldn't say whether the governor supported the move.